Hi guys, I hope you're all doing fine. Thanks for tuning in to my channel and please subscribe if you're interested in this kind of videos. Today it's all about the brand new amp modeler NUX MG30 and how it compares with his smaller brother, the very popular and good sounding and easy to use NUX MG300. Let's compare the pure specs first before we will do a sound comparison with some of the favorite amp models on both devices. After that you will hear my honest thoughts about this comparison. But why did I mention honest? Well, you have to consider that with not even 500 subscribers, I'm just a nobody on YouTube. I don't get paid for what I do and I'm not sponsored by anyone. What does that mean? As long as nobody cares about my channel, I can talk freely as a working musician. And not as somebody who needs to be nice, trying to sell you whatever gear the company sent him for free. I think you understand what I'm trying to say. But now, let's get started. Let's compare the pure specs of the MG30 and his little brother, the MG300. Whilst the chassis of the MG300 is pure plastic and rubber, the new MG30 comes with an aluminium alloy. It's really sturdy and stable, so this is definitely giggable. How about connections? The MG30 got an input, aux-in headphones, send and return, output left-right stereo, also a connector for an expression pedal, USB, I think this one's called USB-C, it's definitely not the same on the MG300. Then of course the 9-volt power, and many people complained about the missing one on the NUX MG300. It got a power switch. The MG300 we all know, it's just the input and output, aux-in, USB and the power connection. By the way, both units use the same power adapter, 9 volt somewhat. The MG30 offers a 4-inch large display with a resolution of 800 and 480 pixels. They call it large colorful LCD, whilst the MG300 only offers a 1.8-inch display with a resolution of 160 to 128 pixels. The amp modeling algorithm at the MG30 is the well-known NUX TS-AC-HD white box, but also offers bias tweaking, whilst the MG300 offers the NUX TS-AC-HD white box algorithm. On the MG30 we have 3 foot switches, but also in the box there's the NUX NMP2 foot switch, which can be connected with the expression input, whilst the MG300 only offers 2 foot switches. We have 6 knobs on the MG30 and only 4 on the MG300, 10 buttons, 8 on the 300. We got 2 DSPs in the 2 processors, 2 DSPs in the MG30, only 1 MG300. The MG30 offers 25 electric guitar amp models, 3 bass amp models and 2 acoustic amp models, whilst the MG300 only offers 25 electric guitar amp models. And now maybe the biggest difference as well, the MG30 comes with 32 groups, 4 sounds, and they are all rewritable, whilst the MG300 only had 18 groups or 4 sounds, but you can only rewrite 9 groups, 4 patches. The IRs in the MG30 are sampled with 1024 samples, and we have 128, whilst there are only 72 in the MG300 with only 512 samples. You can load third-party IRs into both. Both have a tuner, both have a looper, both have a drum machine with a metronome function. Another big difference is the MG30 comes with 11 independent movable signal blocks. Also with the option to choose between parallel or serial effect routing. Whilst there are only 9 signal blocks in the MG300, and you can only move the delay in front or behind the amp. The dimensions you can see, the MG30 is of course a bit larger, but also I think a bit slimmer. I'd even say no big difference. The weight is 1.5 kilogram for the MG30 and 754 gram for the MG300. The price is 299 euro so far for the MG30 and 129 euro for the MG300. What is also worth to mention that in the MG30 now you can stack overdrives. What does it mean? You can change the CMP block to switch it to effects block, and then you can stack, let's say, a boost and a overdrive, or maybe even 2 overdrives. That's quite interesting. And what is also worth mentioning, because I know people have asked for this, the MG30 offers the NUX duo time delay with 2 independent delays as well. So they can be more or less stacked as well. Okay, that's the pure specs. Let's check the sounds of both units. So now, what are my thoughts about this comparison? First of all, the NUX MG300 is unbelievable value for its 129 euros. It sounds and feels just real analog gear and offers surprisingly good amps, effects and IR straight into PA or of course into your computer. And really you cover all kind of styles, no worries at all. It's a fully functional USB audio interface, and I've even seen people using it to record vocals. Despite it's all plastic and rubber, it does the job, and also the wah pedal, the expression pedal, is fully functional. With only 2 buttons, it's maybe not the perfect tool for live situations. But in combination with maybe your favorite, like I'm a fan of the Keeley Workstation pedal or some other overdrive pedals connected to it, it could also cover this area quite well. So why would you spend 170 euro more for the MG30 now? I'd say there are quite a few reasons. Maybe because it's important to you that it's not just plastic but aluminium alloy. Or you like the idea, especially the, I call it pseudo stompbox mode with the NMP2. Especially for live situations. Or maybe you're in my age and the bigger display helps you or makes it possible to change settings on the fly without using your reading glasses. Some might buy it because it offers bass amps and acoustic models as well. Although that comes for a price because actually it offers less guitar caps than the MG30 does. In my humble opinion, there are quite some features that the MG30 does better than the MG300. And it's maybe not even the very obvious ones like the bigger display or the more connections. For me, it's more about the overall better usability because of its clever layout and functionality of its buttons and knobs. Especially the global 5-way direction encoder and the easy access to global settings like pre-EQ output mode, EXP setup and parameter follow is really helpful. Also, big difference to the MG300, now the volume level of each patch can be adjusted individually and stored without changing. Most of us change the master volume on the amp to get the volume leveled. All 11, I already mentioned it, all 11 effect blocks can be moved individually and also offer parallel postfix routing. The CMP block, I already mentioned that as well, can be changed to a second effects block, and that enables us to stack 2 overdrives or boost and overdrive pedals. And of course, last not least, the already mentioned duo time delay offers stacked delays. Another big difference, when I did my playthrough video of the MG300, I sometimes was really caught off food because the amp, the presets, the factory presets are quite a bit too much of everything. Of course, because the engineers wanted to show off what the MG300 can do. Different with the MG30. NUX, they were so clever and they invited some of the most popular and acknowledged YouTubers like Mike Hermans, Leon Todd, Pete Zorn, etc. to create sound patches for the MG30. And I've already played most of them. We'll also post a link in the description below to a playthrough video. And trust me, they are all awesome. And if you consider how much some people pay for custom presets or IR packs, these patches alone are worth the difference in budget. I mean, by the way, maybe it's just me, but the new USB-C connection seems way more stable on the MG30 than on the MG300 as well. If I have ever heard of problems with the MG300, it was always about that QuickTone couldn't detect the device because users were using the wrong cable. With the MG300 there was no USB cable included. And something I think the NUX people, they have listened to, and now they included a proper USB cable this time. So if you already have an MG300 and you're happy with it, how it sounds and feels, keep it. Just simply keep it and don't feel bad about not having the latest model or next step of gear, because we all know that there's always something newer and better coming out right after you went shopping. If you are about to buy an amp modeler right now, then hopefully this video helps a bit to show the differences between the MG30 and the little brother MG300. Both are highly affordable and good sounding amp modelers, there's no doubt about that. The MG300 with quite less options and parameters to change how it sounds, but maybe especially because of this, extremely easy to get good sounds from the very start. No programming, no big parameter adjustments necessarily, it just sounds good, plug and play. The MG30 offers way more options like the pre-EQ, bias tweaking, and also lets you individually adjust the IR parameters. As you might have noticed at the sound comparison, the MG30 sounds quite different, although I used the exact same amp models, microphones and cap sims. With its more powerful hardware, that's not a surprise at all, because it simply captures closer images from the sources. So what's the final verdict now? MG300 versus MG30. The MG300 is affordable, sounds and feels realistic, and is absolutely easy to use. The MG30 costs a bit more, but also offers more options, better hardware and of course better DSP power. If you are a beginner looking for an easy to use modeler which sounds good from the start, just go for the MG300. If you're an advanced player and maybe also have a bit of knowledge about amp modeling and how to adjust certain parameters to make it sound perfect, go for the MG30. If you are a gigging musician, then I would recommend the MG30 as well. Not just because of its aluminium alloy chassis, but also because of its better connectivity, bigger display, and foot switchable options. Once again, the NMP2 is surely very helpful. So, that's it guys. Thanks for watching, And please subscribe to help make my channel grow. Oh, and I nearly forgot to mention, there's a very nice NUX MG300 user group on Facebook. It's quite impressive how users in this group help each other and also share free patches and experiences without any egos or commercial interests. I'm honored to be there a member as well. I will put the link in the description below. Okay, that's it. Thanks, and don't forget, click the other videos about the MG30 I already published on my channel. Thanks and bye.